What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including AEW Dynasty ends with a huge fan backlash, Tony Khan defends the awful AEW booking, Drew McIntyre finally reveals the truth, there is real-life hatred between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, Swerve Strickland fires shots at a WWE star, WWE's original plans for the Lucha Brothers, Bayley Superfan looking for a WWE ID match, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, our first story looks at AEW Dynasty ends with fan backlash. At top of today's news is a controversy surrounding the finish of AEW's Dynasty pay-per-view, a controversy that seems to be the latest debacle for the struggling promotion. The show's main event saw Swerve Strickland challenge Jon Moxley for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, with Swerve looking ready to seal the deal after landing a Swerve stomp on the champ. However, the lights went out with the Young Bucks of Nick and Matt Jackson returning after months off television. The Bucks hit the double V trigger on Swerve, allowing Moxley to recover and pin the challenger to retain. Whilst the finish was shocking, or a swerve, fans were disgusted, booing the Young Bucks and taking to social media to criticize AEW for keeping the title on Moxley. More than a few fans have blamed AEW's current woes, including lackluster ratings and poor ticket sales on the company, continuing to book the Death Riders on top, particularly Moxley as champion. However, as we'll see next, Tony Khan apparently happy with how things are going, as Tony Khan defends the awful AEW booking. AEW President Tony Khan addressed the controversial conclusion to Dynasty, telling the media during the event's post-show media scrum that he takes the fans' negative reactions into consideration when booking AEW. Absolutely, I take that into consideration. We had a lot of great moments for the fans tonight. Swerve was the most popular man in the house tonight. You had two great AEW World Champions having this match, and the return of the Young Bucks spoiled what was a great World Championship match on a night where there were a lot of fan favorite moments. That was obviously not necessarily the outcome that a lot of people were hoping for. Now, as mentioned, fans were furious with the finish. Nonetheless, Khan's comments suggest that he was content with how things played out, as he said, "On the other hand, I do think that Jon Moxley has been, from the very beginning of AEW, one of the most important figures from the very first pay-per-view we ever did. It's very interesting now. This creates a lot of intrigue to having the Young Bucks come back. It's important to remember we have not seen the Young Bucks in almost 6 months in AEW. Tony noted the Young Bucks' role as AEW founding fathers and what they bring to the table. Khan's comments suggest that he thought that their return played upon the brothers' personas and how it can add to Swerve's story of wanting a second AEW World title. To see them come back this way and get involved and break up what could have been a great moment for the fans is consistent with the kind of character we've seen from the Young Bucks in recent years. I would say it creates an intriguing situation. While the Young Bucks' return was a surprise, it proved counterproductive, and it's the latest example of how AEW seems willing to do anything to keep the title on Moxley, many who believe it is the worst AEW champion so far. While pro wrestling promotions have traditionally made money by having faces chase heels for the titles, there comes a time when a promoter has to take the title off before alienating too many fans. Do you think it's time for AEW to take its top title off Moxley? What did you guys think of the ending of the show? Next up, Adam Copeland written off TV after a savage attack. Now, AEW fans may not see Adam Copeland in the near future following FTR's brutal post-match attack on him following their loss to the Death Riders at Dynasty. FTR's Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler said nope to Cope after their loss, with the tag team delivering a spike pile driver to Cope on a steel chair, then clobbering him with concertos. During an episode of the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer commented on what fans can expect from the aftermath. "I don't expect him back until July, so we'll miss the next pay-per-view. I think he'll be out for a while." There's no word on what's next for FTR while Copeland is off TV, or what AEW intends to do once Adam returns. Booking Copeland with a younger AEW talent could elevate them, but it's far too early to tell. Next up, Drew McIntyre finally reveals the truth. Three-time WWE World Champion Drew McIntyre is opening about 2 well-known incidents where he lost his temper for real. Drew recently spoke with Wafflin discussing how he's blown his fuse before. "Yeah, I mean, I try to be professional these days, but whenever I get angry, it ends up on the internet like Drew storms out and is pissed off." And McIntyre looked back at what happened when CM Punk returned to WWE at 2023 Survivor Series, saying, "You know, the night CM Punk returned, I may have definitely left the arena. I was so angry, not necessarily about that. There were a couple of reasons, with Seth Rollins 20 feet away shaking his fist, getting angry, swearing at him, and me, who left the arena because I was actually angry. I couldn't stand that close. But the Scottish psychopath also discussed his blowout at this year's Royal Rumble. At the Royal Rumble, something similar happened. So once every couple of years, exploding enough that it ends up on the internet, it's not too bad, especially for a Scotsman with anger problems. Now, it seems that the reports were 100% accurate, where Drew McIntyre was legitimately pissed off with not getting his spots in at the Royal Rumble and left the arena as a result. It was said that he wasn't too thrilled with his WrestleMania feud going up against Damian Priest. Next up, a real-life hatred between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. It looks like the apparent real-life heat between Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair didn't start at 4th April SmackDown, where both women apparently went into business for themselves, blasting each other with some personal remarks, including Tiffany Stratton mocking Charlotte's 3 divorces. But now it's been claimed on the Wrestling Observer Radio that there's been backstage heat for at least 2 weeks. There have been problems between the two for about 2 weeks, so people knew about it. Now, unfortunately, this isn't the first time Charlotte has been accused of trying to make an opponent look bad, and some fans believe Flair is trying to sandbag Tiffany before she can solidify her spot in the main event. At the same time, some fans believe WWE and the wrestlers involved are working the fans to build up the drama for the event. Whatever the case, the Observer brought up what they see as a double standard for how this apparent situation is being handled. And I mean, you can even, one thing about this, it always shows a complete double standard in how people view things. Because if this same thing happened in AEW, while the blame would still probably go on the people in the ring, of course, it would largely go on Tony Khan. For if it was him, you've had 2 weeks to figure this out to get people on the same page, blah 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 blah. And WWE is probably putting all their efforts into making sure that Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton work hard to keep things peaceful. And the Observer continued on the analysis of what happened on last Friday, saying, and then they went out there and they went off the rails, and both of them did, you know what I mean? It was like Charlotte is getting, or Ashley is getting, more of the blame, and probably deservedly so, but they are both getting blamed for it. Next up, Swerve Strickland fires shots at a WWE star. AEW Dynasty featured plenty of surprises, including Swerve Strickland calling out Booker T after Swerve's loss to Jon Moxley. Swerve dropped an F-bomb, with Wrestling News reporting, Strickland addressed the live crowd, noting he doesn't speak about representation. He goes out there and proves it. For his own amusement, he said F Booker T. And this follows the earlier remarks from Booker T, who reportedly refused to appear on YouTube's Vlad TV, a show Swerve recently appeared on, because he didn't want to be exploited or looked foolish on the show. Booker also said he didn't want any negative comments made about black wrestlers. Next up, good news for a SmackDown announcer. That's excellent news for SmackDown announcer, as Chris Featherstone is reporting Mark Nash's ring announcing on SmackDown has been highly praised. Doc also learned that they love his energy and are excited to have him as a member of the team heading into WrestleMania. Next up, WWE's original plans for the Lucha Brothers. Did WWE's creative team want to debut the Lucha Brothers of Rey Fenix and Penta El Zero as a team before AEW blocked Fenix from joining his brother in WWE? Well, not according to Fightful select Sean Ross Sapp, who revealed, always is kind of foggy since they were talking to WWE last summer. It was pretty clear to Penta and Fenix that they'd be on different brands in the last couple of months though. Sapp claims WWE is working to book both men as single stars before they join forces. Next up, Adam Cole wins his first AEW title. A congrats to Adam Cole, who defeated Daniel Garcia at AEW Dynasty to become the new TNT champion. This is Cole's first title in AEW since he jumped to the promotion back in 2021. Next up, Bayley Superfan looking for a WWE ID match. It looks like Bayley fan turned wrestler Izzy Morano will have to fight to get a spot in WWE's upcoming WWE ID Championship tournament. Moreno made a name for herself as a Bayley superfan who regularly attended NXT shows, is now an aspiring wrestler, and she's ready to make a name for herself by becoming the first WWE Women's ID champion. She tweeted about wanting to enter the tournament, saying, what if WWE ID called me to be in the opening round of the WWE ID Championship tournament at GCW on April 16th in Las Vegas? No more what ifs. Izzy Morano is ready for the WWE ID Championship tournament. However, WWE tweeted that Morano will have to earn a spot in the tournament, announcing, you have a world of potential, Izzy. However, you have to earn your way into the WWE ID Championship tournament. It'll be Izzy Morano versus WWE ID prospect Zara Zaka at GCW Wrestling presents the ID tournament on April 16th in Las Vegas. This will be a non-tournament match. Now, while the match is a non-tournament match, you never know when opportunity will be knocking, and Izzy could find herself replacing a wrestler who's unable to compete. And finally, John Cena's Peacemaker is back. And last but not least, fans of DC Comics' anti-hero the Peacemaker will be happy to know that the series is set to return this year. John Cena, who plays Christopher Smith, the Peacemaker, tweeted a teaser trailer and told the fans, So excited for everyone to dance again with us. The DC Peacemaker family has such a special place in my heart and really love making this season. Our season is ready to drop on August 21st. Will you guys be watching it? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.